the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Ben Efson, a poster. Yakobia oye poster, obia, otumi trase, na o collected data, scientific data as such, etumi de predicted, said the election besiako. Yera Ben Efson, aye ejumaya since 1992, are predicting various elections, both parliamentary and presidential. Ya just a Ghana hanum de. Dodo na enim ne credibility when it comes to predicting election and election results. Osaye the editor-in-chief edema the Daily Dispatch newspaper. Yera Ben Efson edim komo ewo City TV enenwumre. Na wachire the two major political parties, the NPP and the NDC, take it represented these major political parties the 7th of December elections, and the impact of the take it. We can't take it out. It comprises of the running mates and the flag bearer. And you know, impact election 2024, and the kind of results are a free various regions at Yaba as a result of these running mates and flag bearers. And or a comparative analysis between Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Dr. Matupoku Prempeh, representing the NPP, and Afi, Professor Jena Nupokwa John Dramani Mahama, representing the NDC. Now, Ben Efson Chirimua, and someone NDC for the Nanamokan, Napoya arrogant, or Kokase Kwame Nkrumah, this Ben Efson say a needless encounter bebia, ewa by Kotono 2024. And can bebia. Now, in the selection of Dr. Matupoku Prempeh to become the running mate of the NPP, Ben Efson say he is speaking on record. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, data were collected here, even from Parliament. Any analysis, ya were two professionals go looking at the impact of Dr. Matupoku Prempeh in floating voters, weighing them into the NPP, and a massive. And the NDC is just joking. They are just joking. Ben Efson Chirimua, Matupoku Prempeh impact no, enya Ashanti region kwa. Enya Ashanti region kwa. The other regions ben ye bold you naturally mobiti. And era Ben Efson Chirimu say, abaya yekotu. It is very, very dependent on Ashanti region. Because there's 5 northern regions there. According to Ben Efson, emubeche say who? And I was say, those who do don so na NDC nyadi free the Zongo and the Muslim communities and so. And so better by a certain percentage. Now MPP nya a certain percentage in Ashanti region, it is a done deal. Hey, you're Ben Efson and then you or the data analysis go up kasa. Yenko na yenkoti.
Interesting statement that even before the flag bearership race in the MPP, Bawumia had penciled out Napo as his running mate. And I can also disclose to you that Team Bawumia at that time did some work to find out who will bring Bawumia the most votes from their stronghold of Ashanti region. This is one mistake I think that the NDC did. In potentially close elections, you need to get maximum votes possible from your strongholds, because the swing regions are unpredictable. Now, the NDC, I think that Napo brings extra strength to the Bawumia ticket.
Is that to say that if the NDC had chosen someone as a running mate from the Volta region, it would have been better for them?
Yes, not necessarily totally from Volta. If apart from Volta and apart from somewhere, you see, on the average, 4% vote on ethnic basis. So for the NDC, if you see your votes are dropping from your stronghold, you need to get someone who has a connection to the Volta region. If NDC gets 32% in Ashanti, 42% in Eastern region, they will win the elections. So you can see that the MPP strategy is to get the Ashantis to come out and vote. 2020, they got about 72%.
This time around, they are aiming for 85% in the Ashanti region, as announced yesterday. Is it doable?
85 is on the high side. If NPP gets 80% in Ashanti, they win the elections. Straight. They won in 2020 and they got 72%. Now, you need to bear in mind that the NDC dominance in the Muslim vote is going to reduce straight away. But my running mate is a Christian, so they will take the Christian votes. But the NDC control their dominance. If they were getting about 75-80%, I believe that this year the Muslim votes will be split down the line. And then I believe the NPP will get, no, 85 is too high. Because you need to bear in mind that they will get some, the NDC will get some Muslim votes in Ashanti. They will get some Voltarian votes in the Ashanti region. But if they get 80, then you have got the swing regions cannot be relied on. Greater Accra Central, you can't rely on them. So you have to secure. So, I mean, these elections, I'm sure until October, November, you will never know where it's going. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, that I think is a strategic mistake that the NDC did in the selection of the running mate. I mean, in 2000, the late Professor Mose, may he rest in peace, he's from Central region, but then before beating in Central.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you how swing Central is. So you can't take someone from Central region and bank your hopes that you get maximum votes from Central. You look, that is not a trend. So I'm saying that this year is going to be exciting given these dynamics that I've explained to you.
Now, statistically speaking, when you look at the trajectory of votes, especially for the MPP since 1992 and how they've got their votes from the Ashanti region, statistically speaking, you already mentioned that the 85% is a bit on the high side, and if they're able to get 80%, it's a done deal for the NPP. But is it possible, statistically speaking, when you look at the trajectory, is it possible?
Well, I mean, if they won first round with 72, I mean, they say aim high. If they get 75, it's going to be interesting. Definitely, the LPP had an Eastern as a presidential candidate and had a Northerner as a running mate. This time, an Ashanti is the running mate. Already I've told you that the MPP votes in the North, which is traditionally an NDC stronghold, they've increased their votes over the last two elections by 10%. I'm not saying it's a done deal, but it's not going to walk through the park for the two parties.
Now, looking at the running mate, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, how much of a factor will it be, or how significant will his contribution be, given some of the dynamics that you've just outlined for us? He's coming from the Ashanti region. The Ashanti region is the stronghold. The NDC doesn't have a candidate on the ticket from the Volta region, which is their stronghold. They have one from the central region. So the pull factor of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, how significant will it be for the party?
I think that we need to bear in mind that Napo will be on his fourth term, that's 16 years. And from the work that I hear the team Baumia did, Napo is reaping where he has sown. Over the past 16 years, he's helped people, helped them pay their school fees, helped businesses. So he has been involved. He has not been like an absentee MP from Ashanti. When I hear people say that royalty is not, I mean, Opoku Prempeh was not selected because he's a royal. Otherwise, Bamia would have gone for the son of Ashanti. It's not royalty. My source on Team Bamia said a work was done among 6 top MPs in Parliament. And Napo won by far. That is why Miracle said that Bamia had decided on Napo even before they held the flag bearer race. So that means, Bamia is a data man and so on. So clearly, this is something they had thought ahead. So he's done good over the last 16 years, and that's why he's going to repeat.
Now, looking at his national appeal, does he have it? Because, well, for the NPP and for the NPP grassroots, they love him. He's been able to do work. He has reaped where he's sown, as you put it. But for outside of the Ashanti region, for a national appeal, does Dr. Opoku Prempeh have it? Especially considering the commentary which is being run about him being arrogant, so to speak, a tag that has been put on him.
Oh, I think that definitely you expect that the NDC will push that agenda to try and write him down. And given the nature the media is and so on, these things don't stick as much. Yes, to try and write him down and so on. I mean, the important point is, has Bamia been able to satisfy? I mean, definitely, if NDC, if MPP gets the 85%, they are targeting, which I don't think is possible. If they get it, they are through. But 85% will be very difficult for them to get. If they manage to get 5% more above the 72 they got in 2020, they'll be home and dry. I mean, it's not going to be easy the next 3 months. I've been doing some work. I've just started. But it looks like August, September, October will be the decisive month where the swing voters will decide. And you will need to get your people out. You understand? The work I had done so far, you can see that the NDC votes have been dropping because people in the Volta region don't kind of feel identified with the party. So you can see that the NDC's votes are dropping. Not that more people are voting for the MP, but people are not coming out to vote. That's why the percentage of their votes in Volta has been dropping. Now the NDC dominating the north, and if the MPP has increased their votes by 10% over the last 2 elections, I'm sure you agree with me that it's going to be dicey. I mean, who will try and break the 8? Will it be the normal 8 years and you go, or this time they will try and go 12 years? There is the 3 months before voting, August, September, October, are kind of going to be very, very crucial. I mean, clearly, if they say Napo is arrogant, yes, he may be arrogant or he is arrogant. It's the president who matters. That is the important thing.
Now, comparatively, when you look at the running mates of John Mahama and you look at Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, one would call it the battle of the Opokus. Both of them have been education minister before, so their track records can be compared. Just that Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh is now the energy minister. When you look at them comparatively, who would you say has the most pull factor in terms of national appeal and in terms of really attracting the voters to want to vote for either party?
Central region and Greater Accra are tricky regions when it comes to elections. I'll give you a typical example in 2002. When a son of the Central region, the late President Mos, was contesting with President Kufuor. President Kufuor beat him in Central region. It tells you straight. I mean, that's why Greater Accra are considered the swing regions, the kingmakers. I mean, you come from Central and they won't vote for you. The other ethnic groups within Central region, but the Central region per se will not vote because Ashanti will be the president, and the Gans will not vote for you because a Gan will be the president. But for example, for the Gans, there has never been a Gan candidate on here. For example, in the run-up to the selection, it was a matter of Jamama maintaining Prof. Nana from Central Region, or Mahama taking someone like Sylvester Mensah, whose father is from Volta, whose mother is Greater Accra. Yes, personal rapport is important, but you need to get the votes. So like if somebody like Sylvester Mensah has been taken, I can say that he would have brought more votes on board if even 4% of Gans think that, this is the first time we are going to have a Gan at Jubilee House on the presidential ticket. The Votarians, some will come out and vote. It's not that they're going to vote for MPP. They'll just stay at home, but they have somebody who is from the region on the ticket. These are things that the party did their own calculation and made their choice. And me as an analyst, I'm giving you the dynamics as I see it.
Very well, Mr. Benefsin, we'll leave the conversation here. So grateful that you shared your insights with us on the Morning Star today.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Benefsin is a pollster. You know him. You know the work that he has done here in this country and the predictions that he has done and how accurate he has been. He's also managing editor of the Daily Dispatch newspaper.
Former President J.E.A. Mills issue white paper or sign, I think June 15 or 12, 2012. And Sana or in Nsem-Pii. Former President Mahama should do well. And then researchers M1 non king kind. Now all commenting on Nsem-Pii fire constitution no one a guide no. Because contrary to our own view, any in the belief say Ghana 4 year was short memories, we don't all have that deficiency. Second one, Kwame. Me pesa me kama former president eti say history is an ally not only to the sincere and conscientious, but can also be exploited by knaves. It depends on who is controlling the narrative. The American United say, "Abako semo hono, obi enya no credit for nkwa na ye omo dia. Enkontompo for so betimi afa adane no. Aye se do mo pe. Na mmom ya mpene so ma enkontompo no enni yanim kan enkyerɛkyerɛ de asi pen. Chama general.
Kwara bonfe.
Me the video bi sende o. Ye nua sasa na de mane me. The National Democratic Congress sponsored adverts against free SHS. Ade am start here no. Most sponsor advert say against it for what? Chama general. National Health Insurance. Emra a National Health Insurance no. Ye pass in 2003. Den na NDC aban free aban mu January 2001. ɛyɛ mampani dada Rollins anase na bedi akyire aka anase na bedi akyire Mills ene ma yeye saa de no mesre mampani dada ni die mu se de medical aka no ɛyɛ onkai no onhunu se abakosem sebi nukredifo esom ema ne yeye na nya omo